এটা আপনার সাবরিটা সাবরিটা বলে এটা। আচ্ছা এটার নাম আছে নিবন হাজার হয়তো। আচ্ছা এটা দেখি এটা যদি আপনার ওয়াশ করার পরে ওয়াশটা খোলা আসে মাথা দিয়ে থেকে যাবে সেপারেটিং মিডিয়া আছে। এটা আমরা বেশি আসলে এটা মেশিন হাতা হবে বেশি থাকলে কাজটা খাওয়া হয়ে যাবে হাতা ভালো মেশিন মার্ক করে দিচ্ছে মাঝনটা আপনি পোস্ট করে মার্ক করে দিন। তারপর আপনি এটা ওয়াশ করুন। buat kalau tanya kan ada di kamar ini kalau ada di kamar ini nama saya
for a period of 1 hour. The temperature, it starts from room temperature. Here you can see that the temperature on it is approximately 38 degrees centigrade. The mold is placed within and then it is switched on until the temperature rises to 900 to 1030 degrees centigrade. After 1 hour, you can see that we have reached a temperature of 901 degrees centigrade. Burnout is almost complete. I hope you know what is meant by burnout. That is, the wax which is within the invested mold is completely vaporized. Okay, so it leaves an empty cavity into which molten metal can then flow into. After burnout is then placed in the casting machine. Adjust the oxygen supply in such a way that all the zones of the flame are clearly visible. The blue zone, that is the reducing zone of the flame, will be used for melting the alloy. This is the centrifugal casting machine. The spring of the casting machine is wound 3 times in order to adjust its rotational speed. The mold has been placed there, the alloy is placed in the crucible former, and then the torch flame is used to melt the alloy. The reducing zone of the flame is kept right on the metal pellets until it melts completely. Once it has melted, the spring is released and the molten metal enters the mold owing to this action. You can see here that the crucible where we melted the metal is empty now and it has completely entered the mold. The mold is then removed from the machine and it is quenched in water. Quenching leaves the metal in an annealed form. It also disintegrates the investment to a certain extent. The casting is then retrieved from the investment, and then we proceed on with the finishing procedures. So after trimming and polishing, sandblasting, etc., we get the metal coping. It's placed and verified on the cast for fit. An approximate thickness of 0.5 mm is ideal before we proceed on with porcelain layering. Here you can see the porcelain furnace. In the beginning, the metal alloy coping which we obtained after casting is placed in it for oxidation heat treatment. This leaves a thin layer of metal oxide on the surface which improves the metal ceramic bond. Porcelain is condensed in layers. First is the application of an opaque layer. The powder and liquid are mixed together and it is applied in a thin coating over the coping. After applying the opaque layer, it is placed in the furnace for sintering. The crown is slowly built up by applying the dentine porcelain, blotting the excess, condensing it, applying the enamel layer. You can see Bindu blotting the excess water. That's a ceramic technician Bindu. Occlusion is checked. All the fine details, the buccal grooves, the occlusal morphology, everything is corrected. The crown is removed from the die. Carefully, the margins are adjusted and it is placed back into the furnace for sintering. So after all the layers have been added and sintered, the final morphology is corrected and the glaze layer is added, and here is a final metal ceramic crown. So you see, from the wax pattern, after casting we got the metal coping, and over the metal coping we layered porcelain and we got the